So today I'm going to read you a story called Good Night, Gorilla. So one evening, the zookeeper, right here, was closing up the zoo and saying good night to all the animals. First he said, "Good night, gorilla." But the gorilla stole the zookeeper's keys. And with those keys, the gorilla escaped his cage and started following the zookeeper. First, the zookeeper said good night to the elephant. But the gorilla helped the elephant escape. Next, the zookeeper passed the lion's cage and said, "Good night, lion." But the gorilla, who was following him, unlocked the lion's cage. Next, they passed the hyenas and the giraffe. And the zookeeper said, "Good night, hyena," and "Good night, giraffe." But the monkey, gorilla, let the giraffe and the hyena out of their cages. The next, the zookeeper passed by the armadillo. He said, "Good night, armadillo." And the monkey, of course, let the armadillo out of his cage. And then the zookeeper headed home, but he didn't know that all of the animals from the zoo were following him. And all the animals, including the giraffe, walked straight into the zookeeper's house. And when the zookeeper got to his bedroom, he took off his shoes and laid down on his bed. And so did everyone else. Then the wife said, "Good night, dear," without knowing that all of the animals from the zoo were also in her bedroom. And when she said good night and turned off the lights, she could hear "good night, good night, good night" from all of the animals. She opened her eyes and was a little scared. She did not expect anyone else to be there. And when she turned on the light, she could see the monkey sleeping in the bed right next to her. So the zookeeper's wife took all of the animals, the gorilla, the elephant, the lion, the hyena, the giraffe, and the armadillo, and walked them straight back to the zoo. Then she walked home, saying goodnight to the zoo. But what she didn't know was that the gorilla was still following her. She went back to bed and said goodnight to her husband. But what she didn't know, that the gorilla was there, also sleeping in her bed. The end. And this was the story called Good Night, Gorilla.